You know what I'm talking about. Welcome, one and all. Welcome, everybody at home. I think we're all in a pretty good mood today. No. We don't wish sickness on anybody, but there is a collective ha being heard around the world right now. Yes, it's true. President Cheeto Trump is being flown to Walter Reed Hospital right now. Let's hope he has Obamacare to cover those bills. No, we wish him a speedy recovery. What else? That's really all that matters, isn't it? We are going to be giving you the breaking news as it comes in, not. But I hope that you enjoy yourself tonight. I'm your host, Lucy Pohl. We have amazing acts for you tonight. Amazing, delicious, and nutritious music, comedy, performance, everything your heart can desire. It's truly a wonderful day. The weather is beautiful in New York. The sun was out all day. And let's hope things go our way. We are going to kick it off tonight with a story by Ed Mallon. Very exciting. That's coming up right after this. If you don't follow Frigid on all the social media networks, channels, platforms, then do that now. If you're not a patron on the Patreon, do it now. Frigid NYC, you won't regret it. And yeah, let's kick the show off and see what Ed Mallon has in store for us tonight.
Good evening, Frigid. My name is Ed Mallon, and the title of my piece is What If Dostoevsky Liked Jews? So, my character is starting, and I am saying, my name is Dr. Chaim Yankele Lipschitz. That is not my name, but that's what my name would have been if my ancestors had stayed in Eastern Europe and I had my mother's name. I would never make fun of anyone with a disability or anyone named something weird like Lipschitz, or blame a calamity on a certain group of people, or try to stop people in need from immigrating to the United States of America. Perhaps I should tell our leadership about this. But why am I like that? Someone very special taught me to stand for something, how to say no to nihilism, and how to tell the truth from fake news. He is a man with a beard. He is Fyodor Dostoevsky. Fyodor Dostoevsky is famous for two things. He was born in 1821 in Moscow and died in 1881. When he was a young lad, he met with other friends in a room to read books. Sometimes they traded ideas and shared them from afar, like artists in isolation are doing on the internet. The Tsar's government saw this meeting as an assassination plot, and so Dostoevsky was sent to prison in Siberia. When he was released, he started writing books of his own, including the very long The Brothers Karamazov. It is now known at the time of his death the author had plans to write 2 sequels to The Brothers Karamazov. However, were these the real last works of Dostoevsky? Modern scholarship says no. Dostoevsky was, in fact, making plans to translate his earlier books into Yiddish with the help of Shalom Aleichem. Who is Shalom Aleichem, you ask? No, it's not a greeting. It was actually his name. Born in 1859 in the vicinity of Kiev, this gentleman came from humble origins and went on to write the Tevye stories, which inspired Fiddler on the Roof, which some of you in the theater have heard of. What did these men have in common? A great interest in the common people, certainly, and powerful ethical drives. The two writers met several times in the early 1880s and filled several notebooks of ideas for the Yiddish translations. Regrettably, you're never going to believe this, Dostoevsky died on February 9th, 1881, and on March 13th, 1881, the Tsar was assassinated by somebody else. An official inquiry grudgingly concluded that Dostoevsky could not be responsible, so Russia blamed the Jews, meaning all of them. The persecution that ensued eventually forced Shalom Aleichem to flee Russia. He immigrated from Odessa to America in 1905 and lived on New York's Lower East Side, not unlike my family. But here are some hints at the lost Yiddish classics. Der Schmuck. Der Schmuck was originally called The Idiot. It is the story of Prince Mishkin, a holy fool who in the course of the story fails to prevent a murder, inherit lots of money, or get laid. What a nudnik. Very good reading in Yiddish, actually. The next translation was called The Three Putzes. And these are the classic Brothers Karamazov. The three brothers certainly have their faults. One likes religion so much that he could care less that all the girls think he's sweet and sensitive. One is a drunk, but otherwise nice. One is innocent of all conflict except he doesn't have anything good to say about his parents. Unacceptable! There's a courtroom scene which seems to take hundreds of pages. Shalom Aleichem's notes suggest that adding Talmudic opinions would add to the drama and the length of the trial. Also, this book stars both Jesus and the devil, but not in the same scene. The notes hint at a confrontation which some Jews would like to see. The next translation was called Ashanda Farda Goyim. Known to most as Crime and Punishment, this book deals with a guy who murders to see if he can get away with it. Very Jewish, remarked both author and translator in their notes. The guilt! How could you do such a thing? What's the matter with you? A book about nothing is the next famous translation. Sometimes translated into English as The Possessed or The Devils. The characters in this book enjoy talking about nihilism, thus the suggested new title. See, back in those days, there was a story about a fictional guy named Rachmatov. He was furious with the world and the way it was going. He slept on a bed of nails. For the sake of the good of the people, he refused to eat oranges while in the country. In St. Petersburg, he ate oranges because that's what the common people did. The only thing more batshit crazy than that, there was no Rachmatov, was his future followers, most notably Vladimir Ilyich Lenin. So this book is not that far off. Fine, Be in Pain is another translation of a novella, Notes from Underground. It is about an antisocial, angry Kvetch who is a nihilist. In addition to his other issues, he has a toothache. Oh well. Some of the other short works of Dostoevsky were considered for their appeal to a Yiddish audience. Poor People needed no new title, and it was considered to have an instant market niche. The Gambler did not strike Dostoevsky and Shalom Aleichem as being very Yiddish. How were they to know that Bugsy Siegel and other tough Jews would later found Las Vegas as we know it? Although it is sad that these translations were never published at the time, we should be happy. Unlike in Tsarist Russia, we can legally read as many books as we want. We can say no to fake news and make our own decisions about the world and be strong. Amen. Thank you and good night.
Hi, everybody. My name is Caesar Williams, and I am the artistic director of the Obie Award-winning Fire This Time Festival, which operates under the Frigid New York umbrella. As we all know, the pandemic has hit the arts community especially hard. Please consider becoming a patron of Frigid New York and join at whatever level you feel comfortable. If you do, you'll get cool rewards like merchandise, invites to virtual happy hours, plus tickets to shows with drinks once we reopen. Simply go to patreon.com/Frigid New York. Again, that's patreon.com/Frigid New York to support indie theater and the real people who make it. Thank you.
Hello, we are back. Hello, we are back. I'm sorry, I have to rephrase. There is no justice in the world. I just read that Rick Moranis was punched in the head for no reason on the street yesterday. What the fuck? Honey, I shrunk the crazy people running around New York City. We're going to keep it moving. I hope you guys are having a good time. So much good stuff coming up for you. The brand new karaoke segments that have been happening here are coming up next, featuring the one and only Kevin R. Free, who is also the producer of the Reparations Show, which Curiosity is on right after Frigid Fridays tonight. That's right. Don't miss it, and let's go see what Mr. Kevin R. Free has in store for us.
Hi, I have a cat. This is Murphy. Murphy wants to snuggle. He's not going to want to snuggle once I start singing. Okay, so what people don't know about me is that I really love country music, and I love country music, and so that's probably why I am also the producer of the Reparations Show, because I'm taking back country music. All right, I haven't sung in 6 months, but I'm going to do this karaoke because it's fun, not because I want to show you how proficient I am at singing, and I want to see how fast this cat, Murphy, runs away. So the first song I'm going to sing is little Kenny Chesney, When I Close My Eyes. Let's see. Are you going to play it? Can you play it now? Let's see if I can hear it. Oh my gosh, I hear it. I need the lyrics. Woo! There's so many things I didn't say, and even though it may be too late, I want you to know I still love you so. Every car I meet looks like your car. Every movie I see, you play the leading part. You're on my mind. Can't leave you behind. When I close my eyes, you're all I see. Backup singers. In the dark of night, you're in my dreams. Throughout the day, you're easy to find. You're always there when I close my eyes. Second verse, sing along, David Lawson, if you're still in the green room. In my mind, I know you're far away, but here in my heart, nothing has changed. I'm still holding you like I used to. In a busy street, in a crowded room, wherever I go, it's just me and you together again. It never ends. When I close my eyes, you're all I see. In the dark of night, you're in my dreams. Throughout the day, you're easy to find. You're always there when I close my eyes. You're always there when I close my eyes. I hear you cheering. I hear you. Okay, the next song, and I want to say tonight, the Reparations Show starts at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. We're hosted by Shernita Q. Anderson. She is one of my favorite people. She's one of the funniest people on the planet. I will not be singing, but I will be interviewing Pun Bandhu and Nandita Shenoy of APAC, because they dropped their visibility report this just yesterday about the number of actors of color we don't see on our stages in New York. Okay, the next one is a song that is way too high for me, but it is called You Can Sleep While I Drive. Trisha Yearwood did it. Melissa Etheridge did it first, and then Trisha made it country, which made me love it more. All right, I'm ready, Joey, if you're ready. Oh my gosh, maybe I'm not ready. Okay, I'll sing. Come on, baby. Is it happening? Let's get out of this town. Got a full tank of gas with the top rolled down. There's a chill in my bones. I don't want to be left alone. Baby, you can sleep while I drive. I'll pack my bag and load up my guitar. In my pocket, I'll carry my heart. I got some money I saved, enough to get underway. Baby, you can sleep while I drive. We'll go through Tucson, up to Santa Fe. And Barbara in Nashville says we're welcome to stay. I'll buy you fruit down in Texas, a hat in New Orleans, and in the morning you can tell me your dreams. You know I've seen it before. This mist that covers your eyes. You've been looking for something that's not in your life. My intentions are true. Won't you take me with you? Baby, you can sleep while I drive. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I think it gets really big here. Yes, it is. Oh, oh. Is it other arms you want to hold? You, the stranger, the lover, you're free. Can't you get that with me? Come on, baby, let's get out of this town. I got a full tank of gas with the top rolled down. If you won't take me with you, I'll go before night is through. And baby, you can sleep while I drive. Well, I probably should have rehearsed that. Whatever. That's it. That's all I have. Thank you all very much for having me on Frigid Friday. I'll see you all at the Reparations Show, 8 p.m. right here. Bye.
So that's really great. I thank you again for coming and for supporting live entertainment. It's such a weird world that we live in. Very quickly, for the people who don't know what the show is about, I created Funny Women of a Certain Age a little over 3 years ago. I was tired of the fact that there was only one woman on the show. And honestly, the real reason is I just really wanted to work with my friends. It's been a wonderful success. The Crane Theater, which we're working in right now, was the first venue to get what we were doing, and that has turned into a 3-year residency. And so we love the Crane Theater. Please support the Crane Theater. They are one of the few venues in this city that are trying to come back so we can bring live entertainment and live theater. They're really working on getting the theater ready and getting it safe so we can actually have live people. So you can, I know probably some of you are looking now and you're heckling, but I can't hear you, so we can't engage. You know? I know you want to do that. So please support the Crane. Thank you for buying tickets. I'm going to use my. I don't
Oh
use
my God. Well, because we're in cyberspace all the time, everything is online, everything is digital. I am on social media. I'm on social media all the time. I'm on social media so much, I think I'm a Russian robot. No, I really do. Social media is like very strange. It's all about numbers and your branding. Your branding. The first time someone asked me, "What's your brand?" I said, "Newports."
I even brought my own microphone because the whole, pandemic. I can't see for shit. I'm pretty sure I brought my own microphone from home. Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
Theater, and this is where I have a special affinity because this is where everything happened for funny women of a certain age. It's like everything starts small, and it's like this small little place where everything happened, so that we were eventually able to go to the Bell House and have a Showtime special. So I am just hoping that we're here now. There's like 3 of us, and we're hoping that we can raise enough money to get like all the chairs like 6 feet away so that theater can be, down the East Village, just done beautifully. So we're doing it.
No, so it's nice though. It's nice to stand up and do this. I can't complain that I've had the worst time. Luckily I haven't been alone because I'm married. So it's nice that I have someone, that's been there for me and to support me and love me and, let me know if I'm breathing too loud and things like that. So it's nice. I mean,
So my husband and I, we have a no spanking policy. Okay, we are a no spanking family. Not a no spanking couple. Marriage is so long. Right? We don't hit them. All right, we don't hit them because I read a long time ago that every time you beat a black child, a massa gets his wings. Ooh, I cannot do that because fuck massa.
The police would show up eventually and they'd be like, dude, there's still blood on this floor. And my husband would say, but I mopped. The cop would respond, yeah, man, but you gotta get like on your hands and knees if you really want to clean a floor. He said, just like my wife. Yeah, so don't worry, my husband is not gonna kill me. He's not gonna kill me because if I don't plan the thing, it doesn't happen.
God, this is what it's
I
like,
love
my guy. When we talk about menopause is men on pause. You're like, I don't give a shit. You're on pause. Men are on pause. They used to be everything. Now they're on pause. Got his dick hanging out. So breathe in and breathe out, and we will close with one New York City mantra. I love New York. Breathe in, breathe out. I just hate myself.
Woo! I hope you enjoyed this. Please tell your friends. We're going to do this every Wednesday at 7:30. We're having a rotating cast. We can only do I'm sure people are wondering because some of you have actually seen the show live. The reason we're only doing 3 is we usually have a third comedian, but we're trying to keep it as small as possible for the safety of everybody in the room.
I want to thank
Yes, please. When you go to Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, if you've seen the show tonight, please let us know. Let us know what you thought. We had a wonderful time. Thank you. Hopefully, we will do this with you in mind, and we will have people and an actual audience. But thank you for listening. Thanks for laughing from your home. Good night. Thank you.
I'm poor, and my country is poor, and I've never felt more patriotic. So I don't know about you guys. It's like it feels like right now the Statue of Liberty should have its own like OnlyFans page. What'll do anything for money. This isn't. I'm assuming Mike, all the rest of you guys. This isn't my first recession. This is like technically the 3rd one of my life. And this is great because now I know how to dress for it. You know, like before when it first
and the face.
And so I started writing this, and I was like, okay, like this will fizzle out as soon as COVID does. And yeah, now I'm on chapter 3 because there's no end in sight. But this has actually been like amazing for me because like the fact that like I have to write before the weekly open mic actually forces me to write. Because otherwise I would be too depressed to do it. So, yeah, I got some.
Give it up for Kevin R. Free, the karaoke segment, and Funny Women of a Certain Age. Give it up. Funny Women of a Certain Age is now at a new time, 5:30 p.m. on Wednesdays. So make sure to check your ticket confirmations because I know you're all booking your tickets now. Aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, the Reparations Show is on at 8 o'clock right after Frigid Fridays. I hope you're having a great time. Our next delicious and nutritious performer is Mr. David Lawson. He is coming at us with a story, and he was recently featured on Totally True Things with his story entitled Nazis and Me. So let's go check out what David has in store for us.
Thanks so much, Lucy. Thank you so much, everyone in Frigid, New York, for having me on Frigid Fridays this evening. So I want to take you back to like what feels like ancient history now, which was just on Tuesday. On Tuesday, during the presidential debate, the president was asked to condemn white supremacy, and he didn't. He didn't do it. He was specifically asked to condemn a certain hate group, the Proud Boys. And instead of condemning them, he told them to stand by, which is not condemning. That's not condemning. But this got me thinking because I've been working on this show, Nazis and Me, for years now. And I really have gotten to know these hate groups, both from reading about them and getting trolled by them. And a lot of these hate groups, like the Proud Boys, recruit new members by finding sad, angry, lonely men and recruiting those men into their fold. And there is a certain ideology that they often use for recruitment that happens to be an ideology that I myself once almost bought into. I was a 21-year-old virgin. I think I got into theater to say that sentence to an audience. I was a 21-year-old virgin. It really sucked because I had done all the other rebellious things you can do. I got drunk, I got high, I majored in theater. And one night, 21-year-old virgin me was clicking around online, and I came across pickup artists and the seduction community. I was enticed by this idea of having a set of skills that would finally get me laid. I clicked and I read about tactics like going up to a woman in a bar and saying, "Excuse me, just want to get a woman's perspective on something. My good friend over there has a new girlfriend, but he's still friends with the woman who he dated for years before that. If you were my friend's new girlfriend, would you be jealous?" I read about that and I was like, I am not doing this crap. No way. No thanks. Today, a lot of people who are pickup artists and who are in the seduction community are also incels. And if you don't know what incels are, I wish I was you. Incels are a very negative, toxic, sexist community of men who are involuntarily celibate thus the name incels. In the last few years, some of the biggest acts of white supremacist terrorism have been carried out by men who left behind manifestos filled with incel ideology. To give just a few examples, a 2014 mass shooting in Southern California, a vehicle ramming attack in Toronto in 2018, and a mass shooting just a few months ago in Arizona. I was on Twitter recently, never a good idea, and I tweeted out some silly joke about incels. Somebody who must have been searching for anything incel related replied to this joke by saying, "I haven't been with a woman in years, and I probably never will again." Which is the response I want to all of my jokes. I clicked on this person's profile. I see they are deep in the incel community. They're doing things like calling all women Stacys, calling all men Chads. I decide to engage. I reply to their tweet with a tweet of my own. I say, I think you're going to be with a woman again, but not through being part of a negative, toxic community like incels, but by being part of a positive community based around something you love. They tweet back saying, "I love board games and comic books. Women aren't in those communities." I reply saying, "I've been to New York City Comic-Con several times. The split there is 50 men, 50 women. You can find women in geeky and nerdy places. Heck, I know a married couple who met each other doing Rocky Horror Picture Show. I know another married couple who met each other online playing World of Warcraft. I met my girlfriend because I was doing children's theater at a library on Staten Island." Which is, that's nerdier than the World of Warcraft. This person replies to my tweet by calling what I'm saying to them dad pill. D-A-D-P-I-L-L, dad pill. Dad pill is a niche term in the incel community, which means it's a super niche term in the world that you and I live in, watching the show here tonight, the normie community, as incels would call it. Dad pill is a term in the incel community that if someone tells you effectively to stop being an incel, that is supposed to be seen as condescending. Incels have something that stops you from no longer being an incel. That is some Jonestown, Scientology, cult type stuff. I stopped engaging with this person after that, but if I had kept tweeting at them, what I would have said was, look, if you choose to be a part of a community literally called unlovable men, and you know that that community has been responsible for teenagers getting shot in Southern California and senior citizens getting run over in Toronto, and you still choose to be a part of that community, then you can, pun intended, go screw yourself. Thanks so much, folks. That was an excerpt from my one-man show, Nazis and Me. Next Thursday, Totally True Things is going to be presenting the entire show. I think that's been scrolling down there this whole time. Thank you so much, everyone at Frigid New York, and enjoy the rest of the show, folks. Thanks so much.
I've been thinking a lot during this pandemic quarantine about what world we're going to be re-entering on the other side of this. And when it comes to the world of New York City theater, it's impossible to imagine that world without Frigid New York. Frigid New York needs our help right now, so please become a member of theirs on Patreon. You will get great perks that you can redeem right now, shut in at your apartment during quarantine, as well as some great perks that you can redeem when we are finally all assembled together again. I cannot wait back at the Crane and under St. Mark's. Thanks so much.
Give it up for David Lawson and his show, Nazis and Me. You can find David Lawson on social media. You can find Kevin R. Free. You can find all of the amazing people you have seen so far on social media. And you should find them. You should follow them. You should DM them. You should slide into their DMs and tell them how wonderful they are. And, yeah, maybe send them, I don't know, send them a little cupcake in the mail. That wouldn't be too much to ask, would it? I'm just very excited today. Today is a good day, and it's not because of you-know-what. It's because today is the beginning of the rest of our lives. Guys, we're going to keep it going. We have delicious and nutritiousness coming up for you right now. The one and only Karen Santana is coming at us with a new recipe from her channel, One Family, One Menu. I'm so excited. My mouth is watering. Everything is watering. I'm hungry. Let's go visit Karen Santana and check out what she's up to.
Hola everyone, and welcome to One Family, One Menu. Today, we're making a delicious, luxurious recipe, poached pears. And you are going to love it. Today we are making poached pears. It is a luxurious dessert and definitely a crowd pleaser. Before we start, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. All right, everyone, so let's go over our ingredients. 4 Donju pears. If you cannot find Donju pears in your market, pick any pear that has a strong texture. 1 cup of muscovado sugar. If you cannot find muscovado sugar, which is sold online and in some supermarkets, then buy dark brown sugar. 1 cup of that. 2 cinnamon sticks and 1.5 bottles of apple cranberry cider. If you don't have apple cranberry cider available, use regular apple cider. If you don't have kids, pop the champs. Use regular champagne. All right, so let's go over your first step, which is peeling and coring your pears. Try to maintain the shape of your pear. Why? Because it's more pleasing to the eye. And when you serve it, it looks
wonderful. It's like, whoa. So we're gonna peel and core. You're gonna take out the seeds from the bottom. You can use a core or a paring knife. Either one works fine. All right, everyone. So we have peeled and cored our pears. I used the core because I had one. If you don't have one, you don't have to go out running and getting one. You can use your paring knife. Just hold it close to the tip and core the pear. I decided to leave the stem because it looks nicer for presentation purposes. If you don't want to leave the stem, you don't have to. Another thing, if you don't like pears or you don't have pears available, you can use apples. Fall is a perfect season for apples. You can do this with apples as well. This is a very, very easy recipe. Only 4 ingredients, guys, and you only put it in the fire and you go. That's it. People are gonna think you spend days doing this. This is the perfect dessert, especially for the upcoming season. All right, so you're gonna start by putting the pears in a medium pan, medium-sized pan, and then you're gonna turn it on to medium low. It's what you wanna achieve. Then you're gonna pour in 1.5 bottles of apple cranberry cider. Like I said, you don't have apple cranberry available, that's fine. Just get regular apple cider. You can even get pear cider if you'd like. Kids love this dessert because it's fruity and delicious. All right, once the cider is in, wait for the foam to dissipate a little bit. And then add 1/2 cup of your brown muscovado sugar. Just 1/2 cup. We're gonna use the other half later on. Stir it in. Now add your cinnamon sticks. 1 and 2. You can also add anise star to this. Makes it really, really tasty. You're gonna cook this in medium-low heat for 45 minutes to an hour. All right, everyone, so our pears are done. I cooked them for an hour in the liquid. I also placed a lid 3/4 of the way. You can do it halfway as well. It's just to make sure that the vapors and the smells and everything, the steam, stays in there as much as possible and it captures all the flavor, but not so much that it boils over, which is why you want to open it a little bit. Now, you're going to put this aside, and now we're going to take out our pears. Our pears are very, very hot. You can't serve them like that. You need them to cool down completely. And let me show you just how gorgeous they look. You see? Look at that. Anybody's going to be impressed with this. They're going to think you slaved over it for 5 days straight. Oh, look at that. Oh. Now, after I take out my pears, the next step is going to be to make their sauce. And the sauce we're going to make is going to be made with your liquid that you have here and the other 1/2 cup of sugar, of muscovado sugar that you have left. So, easy peasy. And guys, this smells so great. It's going to permeate your kitchen. It's going to smell like fall or Christmas even. This is why I say this dessert specifically is perfect for the autumn or fall season. It smells like a holiday. It really does. All right. Now, you're going to preserve 2 cups of the liquid inside the pot. You're going to preserve 2 cups of that, and that's going to be the base of your sauce, along with 1/2 cup of muscovado sugar. All right, everyone. I preserved 2 cups of the liquid I had. A little more maybe, a little splash more, but nothing too much more. You want to leave 2 cups of liquid and use 1/2 cup of the muscovado sugar you have left over. Remember, the recipe calls for 1 cup. So you're going to pour it in. This liquid is already hot, so it's going to dissolve right away. You're going to make sure that you dissolve it, and what you want to achieve is a syrupy consistency. So the fire on this is going to be a little more than medium, so medium high-ish. And this you do have to look over, and you don't want the the sugar to stick to the bottom or any of that. So I'm gonna move, and you're gonna leave it, but make sure you're around just to see it. You're gonna leave it for a few minutes. All right, everyone, so our pears are finally done. Our pears are fully cooked. Our syrup is done, and I have my delicious glass of crisp white wine, which goes very well with this. My syrup cooked for 10 minutes, exactly 10 minutes, and it's still a little warm. If you can make this dish ahead of time, by the way, which is a lifesaver. So if you want to make it the day before, the night before, you serve it, it's perfect. And then you put this delicious syrup in the fridge, and the next day it's going to come out, because the cooler it is, the thicker it is. It's going to come out thick and coat the pear. You can also serve this pear with a delicious creme anglaise, which is the base for ice cream. Now, how are we going to plate this? I have my pear on a white plate. I love white plates because it shows exactly the art that you're about to make, because cooking is an art, people. And my liquid, like I said, is still warm, so it's a little thin. But then you're going to pour it all over, like so, on top of it. Oops, sorry. And then, what we're going to do, I'll wipe this here. You can take a cinnamon stick for decoration. Put it right up there. And there you have it. A delicious poached pear. And trust me, this dish, you pay tons of money in the restaurant for it. This dish has nothing to envy from any other dessert. People are going to think you spend days doing this, and it's only 4 ingredients, guys, and all you do is put it in, forget about it for an hour, and then come back, cool it, serve it, done. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please go to onefamilyonemenu.com to check out this and many other recipes, and the link is going to be placed underneath this video, so don't forget to check it out. Also, give this video a like, and please go and subscribe to my channel. I will see you again soon. Almost.
When the night has come, the land is dark, and the moon is the only light that we'll see. Whoa. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you don't stand by me.
Nice. Topical. Oh, wonderful. Very good. Guys, another round of applause for Deb Zeb. Another round of applause.
We want to know how to have black belt in life. We need to know how to turn a bad situation into a good situation. It's just the way you look at things. Like this. Or like this.
And this. Or this. Or that. And this. Or like this.
Or like this.
Or like this. Like that. And this.
Or like this. Life looks pretty good from in here. This guy is an idiot. Vote.
Give it up for Karen Santana, One Family, One Menu. Amazing. And we're going to keep the show going because we need some comedy in our lives. Please give it up for the one, the only, Alex Payne.
Hey everyone, hey, I'm
coming to you live from Queens. I'm following. I hope everyone's following the news. Obviously, President Trump is fallen sick from coronavirus, and I'm wearing orange in solidarity. I'm very disappointed in our president because everyone knows that you should not eat bats, and I want to tell him right now, get well, but I'm not happy with you. It's kind of ironic that he has coronavirus. I'm just gonna say this: if he dies, we don't bury him, right? We just shoot him into outer space like Star Trek 2. Like, I think it's bad for the environment if we put him in the ground. I shouldn't talk about him dying, but it's so funny to think that's a possibility that can happen when we had that big debate on Tuesday. That basically, like, that whole debate looked like grumpier older, what's that movie? Grumpy Men with Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon. It looked like the third version of that, but now they run for politics. That was quite a debate. You know, I haven't seen like anger spewed like that since I don't know, like an East Coast West Coast rap battle. I was really enjoying that a lot. I don't know if I should say these things about the president because he might be. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm better than him, but because I am a piece of shit degenerate gambler. I live in an apartment building and we've all been taking bets, and I'm like 7 days and under, I win $500. 7 days or over and he dies, my roommate wins $500, and if he survives, we all lose. So we'll see how this goes. Let's see. I guess I should talk about me. Well, I moved from Los Angeles to New York, and that's a little weird because, you know, in LA, everyone knows that I'm black, but here, everyone thinks I'm like some sort of like Spanish lesbian, which is very strange. You know, I get people come up to me all the time asking if I speak Spanish, and I'm like, not really. I was born and raised in South Central Los Angeles, and I grew up around a lot of gangs, and I don't know if you guys know what the Crips are, but like if you do, obviously you have Netflix. But like for my whole entire life, I couldn't wear the color red, and like I couldn't even acknowledge it, you know. So and which is crazy because red is a primary color. Like if somebody like came into my apartment right now wearing a red T-shirt, and someone from my neighborhood asked me what it was, I would just have to look at them and be like, I don't know, man, but it's a funny shade of blue. I'll tell you that right now, you know? To this day, I still can't even, when I go back home, I can't acknowledge a fucking exit sign, which is embarrassing. Let's see. The country is going through a tough time right now. I'm broke. The country's broke. Never felt more patriotic. I feel like the Statue of Liberty should have its own OnlyFans. They just laid off like 40,000 workers, and I think they're going to do another round of that. That's awful, but it's like, this is technically my third recession of my lifetime. It's to the point now where I feel like I know how to dress for a recession. Like I'm more prepared for it. Like I have should I stop? I heard there's a tech issue. Vamp. I think vamp means just keep going. So I'm just gonna keep going. All right, yes, that means yes. Thank you. Keep going. Well, yeah, I just was born around the Rodney King riots. Because there's a lot of rioting going on right now. And people are like, oh, is it a riot? Or is it a protest? Is it a riot protest? And I'm gonna say this, look. You're at a protest until you see a grown man with a wagon. When you see that, you are definitely at a riot. And I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't all bad, like growing up in Rodney King riots. Like that was how I got my first Super Nintendo. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not saying I'm hoping for another riot, but I am hoping for another riot because the PlayStation 5 comes out in a month. So I'm just saying, you know. I used to work out to get ready for the next riot. And just see me and another guy and we'll be like, okay, Andre, bend your knees and lift the TV. Hurry up. We got to burn down a CVS in another, about, 5 minutes. We're living in a very hectic time.
it's almost like everything is I don't want to say very racial, but whenever anything racial happens, I try to think of my idol, like Martin Luther King. And I remember I was doing a show in Jersey, and I was the only black comedian on the show. Well, that happens a lot, much like, I don't know, maybe tonight. I don't know how many other comedians are on the show. I'm also the only orange comedian on the show. And the promoter said he did not have enough money to pay everyone. And so he said he would pay me and fried chicken. And all my white friends got upset. They were like, I can't believe he just said that. Like, I am so offended. I'm going to do something about this. And at that moment, I just kind of like turned into Martin Luther King. I was like, no, calm yourself, my white friends. This man is not a racist. Even if he had given me money, I was going to spend it on chicken anyway. All right? Now listen, if I was an angel in heaven, I'd eat my own wings. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. This man is not a racist. He is a prophet. Whew. I just acted out Martin Luther King telling a man he's not a racist in a time where there's a lot of racial injustice going on. I think the question I get the most right now is, like, am I going to go protest or am I going to be out there in the streets? And I tell my friends all the time, no, because I'm scared of getting the coronavirus. And one of my friends just straight up asked me, he was like, how are you going to do that? Like, what are you going to tell your grandkids in 30 years? And I just looked at my friends and I'm like, I'm going to lie. Like, by the time my grandkids are born, even if I don't, who knows if I have grandkids, but if they are born, by the time they're alive, I'm going to tell them I shot the police. I was like, yeah, I used to go down to the parades and marches and everything, and I used to shoot the police. Then they made me chief of police. Then I became the mayor, and then I shot the president, which is why he's in the hospital right now, or at Walter Reed. I mean, my grandkids won't even be alive, you know? To be honest with you, I think really the actual solution isn't to protest. I decided that after tonight that I'm gonna give up my career in comedy and I'm gonna join the police. I'm gonna be the police. I'm gonna be the first black sketch artist, and I'm only drawing white suspects, no matter what they say. Doesn't matter. They could be like, well, you know, he had a big nose. And I'm like, okay. So he was Irish. And I'm like, well, he had like it's like gold chain, a do-rag. And I'm like, okay, cultural appropriation. And they were like, no. He had dark skin. I'm like, well, sounds to me like somebody was doing blackface. Okay. I'm here signing off on President Death Watch 2020. I mean, I hope this guy gets better. Watch 2020. And that was it for me. Arma.
Hi, I'm Michelle Francoeur with OTP News. Millions of Americans are getting their stimulus check, and I'm gonna go check it out. I got my stimulus check. Donald Trump getting no respect. Unemployment coming next. Living better than the rest. I got my stimulus check. Donald Trump getting no respect. Got your baby mama in the cut and she ain't even hit you up yet. I got my stimulus check. Donald Trump getting no respect. Got your baby mama in the cut and she ain't even hit you up yet. I got my stimulus check. And my drip gonna be wet. I know they gonna be upset. So when we go out, they gonna pick up the check. What about quarantine? Cause when we go out, they gonna pick up the check. They gonna still be mad. All the taxpayer money to spread. Yes. You just mad cause you ain't get the check. I'm still mad. Please don't get mad at me. Get mad at the Fed. Mad at you though. Amazon love me cause I'm ordering. I bet they do. You can't tell me nothing cause I'm spending rent. I got my stimulus check. Donald Trump getting no respect. Unemployment coming next. Living better than the rest. I got my stimulus check. Donald Trump getting no respect. Got your baby mama in the cut and she ain't even hit you up yet. I got my stimulus check. Donald Trump getting no respect. Unemployment coming
pretty much second to last segment of the evening, featuring our one and only Jenny. The loveliest of them all, Jenny and Amanda, are back with their fabulous Going to the Movies at Home show. I'm so excited to see this. This is always such a special treat. After this, I'm going to fly away into the universe where Trump doesn't exist anymore. Ha ha! Thank you so much for joining tonight. I am your host, Lucy Pohl. I have been your host, Lucy Pohl. Please like, subscribe, follow, do all the things. We're back next week. Have a great night, and please enjoy Jenny and Amanda with Movies at Home. Mwah!
Hello! Oh my God, another Friday. Oh, another Friday. Okay. So I love the vibe that you're giving off right now. I love this so much. I love it. I tried so hard to match one of the characters from the movie that we watched today, which, by the way, turned into 2 movies for me because I had not seen the first one.
Oh,
I had not.
both of them.
Yeah, we absolutely can talk about The Babysitter and the sequel, Babysitter Killer Queen.
I don't know the words. Boom.
All right. So, Amanda, you suggested Killer Queen to me because you had thoughts. So, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts were mostly, I liked the first one better. I mean, don't get me wrong. The second one is great. If you enjoyed The Babysitter, which you're going to enjoy both of these movies if you like campy, culty, over-exaggerated, things that involve death cults, blood cults, Satan, hail Satan, and gore. Gore is, if you don't like gore, this might not be the movie franchise for you. However, it is funny gore.
It's like Monty Python levels of gore.
Yeah. It's fun gore, I'd like to say. Yeah, my thoughts were mostly, I liked the first one better. And I also thought, without trying to do any spoilers, because there are, the first one, I correct me if I'm wrong, because you just rewatched the first one. There is no like surprises, really.
Right.
But
basically, the only surprise in the first movie is the plot.
Yes. Yeah, the second one has quite a few of like, surprises. I gotta put this up here. Thank you, Chris. We like our outfits too. But yeah, mostly I thought it had a lot of plot holes. Like there was just a lot of, and like it's a gory, campy, culty Halloween movie, so like you're gonna have a lot of suspension of disbelief. But I felt like the sequel stretched my suspension.
I mean, I feel like there was a lot of kind of plot holes in the first one anyway, but because the second one had so many added layers, then like they were more obvious as to what these plot holes were.
Yeah. One spoiler I think is not really a spoiler, but like fave characters from the first movie do return in the second movie. So if you're like, well, I don't know, these characters bit the dust in the first movie, I don't know if I want to watch it. Oh, hang tight, because they're coming back for you. And
so
they're
the first movie, they're insane. So the first movie, if anyone hasn't seen it yet, the basic plot is there's this nerdy, wimpy little kid. He has kind of a flirtationship with this girl at school, but also he is obviously majorly crushing on his babysitter, who is the coolest person ever, obviously set up from the beginning to be the most like badass, built in a lab by scientists, perfect woman.
She's the babysitter from all of our dreams.
Yes. The coolest, funniest, hottest, actively wants to hang out with someone younger than them person, which should be a red flag for everyone anyway, right from the beginning. But basically, he gets dared by his school crush to stay up late at night because school crush says, "Yeah, every time you go to sleep, she sneaks her boyfriend in and has sex with him. That's what babysitters do." And he's like, "No, no, no, she's too cool. It's that's not what's gonna happen." But when he does like sneak out of bed to see what's happening, she's actually the runner of a cult. So that the entire plot of the movie is like him trying to escape the cult trying to catch him, and this whole like layers upon layers of so much chaos going on.
And the funniest death scenes, one. I love a good funny death scene.
I love a good funny death scene. Also, we need to talk about the character Max. In the first movie, he was insane. In the second movie, they really played up all of the weird shit that he did. He was the shirtless one.
Oh yes.
So in the first movie, he gets blood on his shirt and then just takes off his shirt, and then is shirtless 90% of the rest of the movie, and is also such a strange, weird character because he's actively trying to kill the protagonist, but also all throughout he's like, "You gotta stand up for yourself. This is great. Woo!" And like, but just like chasing him around, but also cheering him on at the same time.
And in the second movie, one of the funny running gags is like, he's like, "You killed me, man, and I really respect that.
I really respect that. Like how I taught you. Like how I taught you."
He's like, yes.
And he's like still not wearing a shirt, even though there's no explanation for that. Even like the half an explanation of, oh, he got blood on his shirt in the first one. This one, he just doesn't have a shirt at all. In one scene, he has a name tag on with no shirt.
Yes, it's just on his bicep. And you're like, wow. Okay, is it pinned? Did you pin it to your bicep? Because I feel like that's what your character would do. Your character would just be like, bam.
He has a hairnet on and a name tag and no shirt. I'm like, this is
no shirt. It's the best. It's the best.
I feel like part of my, because I did really like the second one. I watched them both back to back, honestly. And I feel like a lot of what I liked about the second one is that it did not even try to take itself seriously.
No.
Like, it knew that all of this shit was just stupid and hilarious.
Yes, I would very much liken this movie franchise to Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. It's like in the first one, like obviously it knows it's a campy horror movie.
Right.
But it was a little bit more serious. But in the second one, they were just like, oh, we've got cult fans. We're gonna do it up. Like they're like the camp is set to an 8. We're gonna ramp it up to like 28. It increases so much. There's like the it's so good.
Like the second movie, I will say, at times looks like the best ever like fan parody movie made from it, because it has all of the tropes of the first one, but it's like not the best plot wise, but still like
you gotta just plow through those plot holes. And the parents are super annoying. One of the things is like so this movie takes place 2 years later, and the parents do a very drastic thing. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
I mean, I'm going to lightly say in that, like, after all of the events of the first movie, where you clearly think this kid is going to do a lot better in life now that they've like grown and matured, it turns out no one believes them that any of this shit happened.
But the parents take a very drastic measure at this, which sparks the plot for this entire movie.
The entire plot.
You did this 2 years later. You thought your child was making all this up and was in severe need of medical help, and you waited 2 years.
2 whole years.
My disbelief. I'm like, if you waited 2 years, y'all checked out. Y'all checked out, parents. And I also kind of wanted them to die because I just didn't like the parents.
No.
I was like, oh man, his dad has got to die. But he didn't.
I will also say that every single, like, kind of supposed to be a surprise plot twist in the second movie, I would say out loud, oh, this is going to happen. And then it would. So, and I was happy that it was going to happen. That's the thing. I was like, yes, this is what's supposed to happen. But at the same time, I could smell it from a mile away.
Yes. Oh, out of all the cult members, whose death scene did you like the best, Jenny?
Oh my God. I mean, shirtless guy, because he was crazy. He was just crazy. And I loved how he just had that energy through the end of like, I'm going to kill you, but also before I do, I'm going to make you stand up to your bullies who's egging your house. Like, what? But also, Bella Thorne is in the movie, and she has a small, like, rough kind of bookend cameo where she's like near the beginning of the movie, and then she comes in closer to the end. And I love how she plays dumb so well. It is one of my favorite things because playing dumb is very hard to do. Honestly, you always feel very self-aware sometimes if you're doing it yourself, and also you can always watch sometimes people being like, "Oh, they know they're clearly winking at the audience." Anytime Bella Thorne though is like, "You really think that about me? Oh my god," she does it so beautifully. The cheerleader.
Yeah, oh, she was my favorite death scene.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. It's the best.
Also, the creators really lucked out on how like movie hot the two lead children from the first movie became in the second movie.
I literally, when we started the movie, I watched it with Tom, my husband, and he was like, "That's the same kid." He looked it up because he didn't think it was the same kid, and I literally started thinking like, "Oh, this kid wants to be the new Johnny Depp, like the new young."
The hair.
Yeah, the hair. Very 21 Jump Street. Very like very early Johnny Depp going on with him. Like the cute weirdo. You know, like, oh, he's so misunderstood and he can't defend himself, but he's hot as fuck in the real world. I'm like, that kid would have friends.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, honestly, at all.
Doesn't matter.
That he's weird.
No one would care you're weird. Trust me. I mean, unless high school has drastically changed since I don't feel like.
No, not that much. No. Like, no one would look at in high school, no one would look at a kid that hot and be like, clearly they're lying and are a weirdo. They'd be like, yes, we believe everything you've said, and also you're going to date everyone.
So, Jenny, one of the reasons why
Amanda's eye makeup.
Close up, I'm going to go ahead and say I look with the color watermelon.
Yes.
Monochromatic. And it's a little bit, I did it hastily. I did it while I was watching the rest of the program, right? But thank you, Neil. So I one of the reasons the main reason I recommend us we watch this is because I had already watched it and I knew I had to go to poll worker training today and that I didn't have time to watch it. But I was like, oh, it's October and we're going to do a show called Ha Ha Halloween, where it's like a Mystery Science Theater 3000. We talk over the movie, make some funny jokes, make some comments. We have some guests. They're upcoming. And I thought, why not like get ourselves in the spirit?
Right?
Sure. Yeah. Those are October 17th, 24th, and 31st, right?
Yes. Yeah.
10. We're live.
Yeah.
Woo!
So how do you because I don't know how much I want to give away, but basically the big bad in both movies is essentially the same person. And at the end of both movies, they have very heartwarming moments with the lead character. Amanda, how did you feel about both of those moments, both in the first movie and then in the second movie?
I don't remember the heartfelt moment from the first movie because I watched that last year.
The E.T.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember it, but I remember the second, and I have to say I liked it. At first, I was like, it's hard to not give it away. I liked it. I did like it. I like a little bit of heart with people sometimes.
Right.
You know, because if you don't have a little bit of heart or a complicated character, it's just torture porn.
Right. Yeah.
Even like I feel like even like in movies like Hellraiser, like one of the classics that's super gory and super evil, like you've got this weird kind of compassion happening between Pinhead and what's her face. And it's like, okay, all right, things have gone weird. If you don't have just a tiny bit of heart, you're like, oh, it's just a bunch of evil shit happening to people.
So like it's revealed in the second movie that the entire events of the second movie have been planned out by the big bad on purpose to save both the titular character and their love interest.
No, let's be real. The original big bad in both these movies is the devil.
Is the devil, yes. But like
the devil. That was actually, I thought we would get to see Satan in the second movie.
We do as a nurse a little bit, but that's about it. Sort of. Yeah. But anyway, the babysitter. The babysitter comes back in the second movie, and who was also like the big bad in the first movie, openly says that she's the big bad at the end and has this like crying, tearful moment. But in the second movie, it's revealed that all of this was done on purpose by them to bring these two like together and keep them safe. I mean, spoiler, everything's gonna work out at the end. We all know this. I didn't.
There's a final couple.
Yes. So I didn't.
Final girl. It's a final couple.
Yes. I didn't love how it was put as like, yes, I put you through all this chaos on purpose as part of my final plan. Like, I would have loved it if there had been a moment of, I had no idea this was going to work out in your favor, but I'm real happy that it did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That would have been better.
Yeah. I would have liked it just a little bit more to have been more of a like a good whoops, but still a whoops on my part.
See? A good whoops.
A good whoops. We like a good whoops. And
yeah, I liked the little heart. I liked the heart. I was also expecting a little bit of a evil twist after the heartfelt moment. There sort of was. I don't know if you remember from the first movie. You know, there's the book because it's a blood cult.
Yeah,
they're literally selling their souls to Satan. This book, again, very similar to Evil Dead. I'm just gonna put that out there. I feel like whoever wrote this movie really liked Evil Dead.
Part Evil Dead and also part Jumanji. That like this book will not go the fuck away, and it keeps
like there's a what I thought I had another idea for like an evil twist after that last heartfelt moment scene, and the evil twist was like a close up on this book that they left.
Yeah.
Like, oh, third movie? I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be third movie. I don't know.
What was your ideas about what you thought the final twist should have been?
Oh, I thought the big bad, good bad was gonna turn out to be bad again. Does that make sense? Good bad, good bad. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Like your whoopsie movement, that's what I thought.
Right. Yeah.
I was still rooting for someone to kill his dad, man. I thought maybe the post, because it was kind of the close up on the book was like a post, like a Marvel kind of post credits kind of thing. I was like, man, one of his parents has to bite the dust because they're so dumb. I'm sorry. I have very little sympathy for really dumb characters in movies. I'm just like, okay.
I mean, they either, again, have to be like, you have to know that they are the dumb character, or you have to like either have some redemption arc in there for them to get smart, or they got to get got. Okay. Because like, in the first movie, there is this terrible dad figure who then also comes in the second movie as an even more terrible dad figure who's more obsessed with his car than his child, and it has also led a bit to the events of the second movie.
I liked him though.
I liked him because he was good at playing dumb, and you also knew there wasn't supposed to be any like sympathy for him.
No,
he just was what he was.
That's what he was. I liked him a lot better than the parents that actually cared about their kid. Jenny, how are we on the times? Here?
So we're doing good on time. We're just waiting for our final act to get in the studio.
Cool.
That is Eve Blackwater playing us out. But yeah. We have a little bit more time, I believe.
Let's talk about some future Halloween movie watching. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm typing things. Yes.
I know you're doing. Jenny's doing double duty as stage manager and a performer. So chill.
Everyone relax, okay?
Relax, just chill. Yeah, I rewatched Underworld.
Ooh, okay, I haven't seen that.
Before that, I did Friday the 13th, part 1 and part 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I started. Halloween is my favorite season. If you didn't know about me, it's the best season. There's costumes, there's makeup, there's candy, and you don't have to worry about family obligations or buying gifts for other people. It's literally the best holiday that's ever been invented. Don't even try and fight me on this.
Actually, you are going to be part of my Halloween cooking show on the 18th too.
I am.
Yeah.
If you want to know how to make creepy, googly eye looking deviled eggs and a fun Halloween punch, come
Right.
on down. Haven't yet decided if I'm gonna try to make it, because like I did this punch recipe for a Halloween party one time. That was great. It was a great Halloween party. But it's just me and my husband. I don't need a whole bowl of punch. So I mean,
how long does it keep in the refrigerator? Because you could just like put it in a pitcher and then keep it.
that's a good question. But yeah, I'll probably figure out how to half it and maybe show it, or just do it in one glass and be like, this. But here's the recipe, and we're gonna throw that up on the screen for you. There you go. Ha! There you go.
There you go. All right. So Eve is going to be with us very, very soon. I see them coming on. But let's say some final thoughts about this movie, our upcoming Halloween movie show, all of that fun stuff.
Yeah, I mean, my final thoughts are: if you like Evil Dead, if you like Santa Clarita Diet, you will like The Babysitter and The Babysitter.
Yeah.
Queen. You should go watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you like iZombie, if you like The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, this is definitely still on brand.
I also want to highlight my dead unicorn.
Oh my god, they're so pretty. Does your dead unicorn have a name?
No.
Dead unicorn?
Dead unicorn.
The dead don't have names.
They have no names.
Woo! Okay. All right, just waiting on confirmation from Eve down there. But yes, basically, and I'm also, while we're still talking, I am going to be changing a lot of our banners and stuff because Eve has so graciously stepped in. And we love Eve. Eve has been on as our closing musical guest several times now. Yeah, we love Eve. All right, I'm typing on my computer. Do 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 do.
I'm drinking a Manhattan.
Oh!
I made it with Widow Jane Rye.
Oh my god.
Woodford Reserve cherry bitters and some sweet vermouth, just in case you were. And I didn't serve it in the right glass, but whatever. It's a fucking global pandemic.
I am very excited for the next bar brunch because we're doing a cocktail again, and it's gonna have Jameson, and it's gonna have vanilla vodka, and it's gonna have Bailey's pumpkin spice, and it's also gonna have like a drizzle of honey on top. There's gonna be a lot going on.
A pumpkin spice cocktail?
Yes.
A pumpkin spice cocktail?
I am that bitch.
It's the season.
Right?
When it's the season. Do unto the season as the season would have you do to it.
Yes.
Meaning spice.
Yes.
Spice
One.
so good.
So I am so excited for this next act. Hey Eve, how you doing?
Hey, how are ya?
Good. You ready to rock and
I
roll?
had everything worked out with 10 feet, but that wasn't from this broadcast
From the cam.
camera. So we were trying to get it all set so that you can see Jeannie and she can be 10 feet away.
Okay.
I don't know if you can you see either of us?
We can see you. Jeannie's head is cut off a little bit.
Got no head.
We are
But that's
10 feet apart.
That is in true Halloween fashion, though, to be a headless horseman. All right.
October.
Happy October. All right.
All
So that is it for us, me and Amanda. And Eve is going to play us out with Jeannie. So that's going to be great.
So we are brand new. This is our first show, and we're called Broke Neck Girls. And we are socially distanced and have the windows open. You're out of the shot a little bit. Okay. So professional. Yes, we're so professional. It's great to be here. Let's just get started with a werewolf song. Yeah, sure. All right. So our project is Broke Neck Girls, and it is mostly murder ballads, but we let the women live. That's the point. Either they live or they're the killer. So in this one, the woman's the killer and a werewolf, and kind of dissociative too. All right. I change in the moonlight, I'm a canine in the dark. The evening is my ocean, I roam it like a shark. In the morning I'm invisible, a normal looking girl. So when I committed murder, they called animal control. Ow. Animal control, no sign of a detective. That boy got arrested, so animal control, animal control. I got away with murder, they called animal control. Oh. Ever seen a wolf that's jilted, tear you right apart? The sun went down, I lost track and found the boy who broke my heart. I chased him to an alley, I took him by the throat. They're never gonna find me, they called animal control. Oh, animal control, no sign of a detective. That boy got arrested, so animal control, animal control. They're never gonna find me, they called animal control. Oh. Ow, 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 ow! 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 I stretched out in the morning, I was back in human form. I went and bought a paper, I read it with a yawn. A woman in the sunlight, the first thing that I see. They say beware, there's a wolf out there, I know that wolf is me. Ow! They're never gonna find me, they call down animal control. Oh, 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 oh. You probably read the story, but you didn't hear it all. I got away with murder, they called animal control. Animal control, animal control. No son of a detective, that boy got arrested, so animal control, animal control. They're never gonna find me, they called animal control. Oh, control, animal control. No sign of a detective, that boy got arrested, so animal control, animal control. I got away with murder, they called animal control. Ow. So this next one, Jeannie, you can talk if you want.
Oh, sure. That was great because we were playing the animal control song and I got interrupted by the cat. This one's out of control.
He is out of control and he howls. This is a different version of Irene Goodnight, which is a really quick little tidbit about this song, because I'm really into the history of African American music and I always think that's important. So Leadbelly, whose name was Huddie Ledbetter, was one of the first blues musicians, and he wrote this song, and he was apparently a very mean drunk, and he was in jail overnight, and he told the guards that, he played this song for the guards, and he sang it so sweetly that they let him out of jail. I mean, then they put him back in again. Not long after. But so we switched the chords and did a lot of stuff to make this our own. And also make it so that we don't die, our friend dies. Okay. Yeah. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night. Sometimes you live in the country, sometimes you live in the town, sometimes you take a notion to jump in the river and drown. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. We'll see you in our boyfriend, he got married. He and his wife settled down. You should have gone home to your mama's house and stop meeting him downtown. Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. We'll see you in our because you to weep, because you to moan, because you to leave, you home. Wish to God you never seen his face. I'm sorry I was Irene, good night. Irene, good night. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. We will see you in our Jeannie, why don't you play one? Why don't you play one by yourself so that they can actually see one person for a minute, and I'll put the camera on you.
Okay, then you finish it.
Sure, if there's time. I think you should do the one about traveling.
Okay. Alright, excuse I'll shuffle around before this is a song about when your friend goes traveling and when they get back they're insufferable. My best friend went traveling and just like that I think he found himself. It turns out he's a twat. He hasn't been the same at all since he came back. Despite having really thin walls, he just plays the bongos in his flat. The flat's an apartment. He told me to come along. He said we'd do all kinds of stuff. Told him my boss doesn't like me enough to let me come back after 6 months off. He said he would find it tough, but he still just went without me. Now I don't know why he's so keen on finding me. I don't know why he keeps on reminding me that he was great a long time ago. We kept our carbon footprint low in his flat in Walthamstow before he went traveling. He posted pictures on the internet of all his ticket stubs. One of him petting a tiger that had definitely been drugged. He got his biceps covered in tribal tattoos, done near his hostel by a white man called Bruce. wasn't done yet. He sent me so many pictures of sunsets. I said, you don't get sunsets here yet. He replied with more pictures of sunsets. I swear the sun only sets once a day. He's got a million pictures anyway. I don't know why he's so keen on finding me. I don't know why he keeps on reminding me that he was great a long time ago. We kept our carbon footprint low in his flat in Walthamstow before we went traveling. Back different, what didn't quite make sense was he picked up an accent without making any friends. He's not into material things anymore, he sold all his furniture, sits on the floor. Now he thinks he's too mature to play Bomberman on the 64. I told him how it makes me mad now he won't come around to watch American Dad. He said if I'd sing the things he had, cartoons about war would make me sad. Now he only eats organic stuff. I took him to Wendy's, he left in a huff. Gave him a bowl of sugar pop, just sleep through it in my head. Now I don't know why he's so keen on finding me. I don't know why he keeps on reminding me that he was great a long time ago. We kept our carbon footprint low in his flat in Walthamstow before we went traveling. Cheers.
Yay! Awesome! I'm gonna do this one too, and I wish I'm not gonna try to reset the camera. But Jeannie, if you want to play along from 10 feet away, I don't think you. So this is a Robert Earl. I forget. No, that's not it. So somebody else wrote this song. And I, of course, had to change the gender.
It's good to see you, baby. It's been a long, long while. We're both a whole lot older and seen a lot of miles. But things are really different now since the good old days. And you've been in some trouble since we went our separate ways. You'll have to say hello, maybe some other time instead. 'Cause you're wanted by the police and my husband thinks you're dead. Somebody spread the rumor that you had gone and died. Well, that's the way I heard it and what I told my guy. Now here you're showing up again and word is getting around. And I can say that one of us will have to leave this town. If you think that I want trouble, then you're crazy in your head because you're wanted by the police. My husband thinks you're dead. You never called or texted, just up and disappeared. Nobody knew what happened, where you've been for all these years. Now trouble's what you're looking like, 'cause trouble's where you've been. And I can see the kind of trouble you could get me in. You better pay attention to every word I said, because you're wanted by the police and my husband thinks you're dead. So goodbye to you, baby. I'm glad we got to talk, but I'm faithful to my man and I don't ever break the law. I don't know where you're headed for, but I know where you've been. We're reminisce, now let's just go our separate ways again. Go find another ex-sweetheart to hang around instead, 'cause you're wanted by the police. My You're wanted by the police, and my husband, he thinks you're dead. You're wanted by the police, and my husband thinks you're dead. While I was doing that, I was actually imagining if the person that I'm dating now were to meet any of the people that I've dated in the past. I don't think it would go very well. I don't think that would go very well at all. What am I gonna do now? I guess this is this is a pretty broke-neck song. We haven't done it yet. I wrote this song when I had just sort of started studying music in the South. And I was really fascinated by the history of the South and all of the terrible things. And I wanted to, well, I figured it out. Well, Sheriff, looks like you've got a strong hand. I heard you were a real strong man, and I heard you were fair. Would you come outside and find me where I'm waiting for you? 'Cause I'd like to see you in the still night air. I know the water's warm in the Mississippi River, where I could see 100 miles on this starry night. Right there lies the path to her rolling water on the Mississippi moon. We make the rolling waves shine bright. Mississippi moon will make the rolling waves shine bright. And Johnny was the meanest man on any side of any river. He had the cruelest hand with every strike he would deliver. He trained his dogs real hard. He trained his dogs real. That's why I run to the water before the night gets low. I know that you ain't seen me, Sheriff. I don't get much chance to come to town. You can see by the marks on my face I am the wife of Johnny. Johnny that your boys picked up before the sun went down. Johnny that your boys picked up before the sun went down. I never thought I would leave with a breath in my body. I said my goodbyes long ago. But if you would just keep Johnny locked up tight till morning, I'd be down in that water before he'd ever know. I'd be down in that water before he'd ever know. And Johnny was the meanest man on any side of any river. He had the cruelest hand with every strike he would deliver. He trained his dogs real hard. He trained Take what you want, share. If it's something I got, I know your hands are strong and fair. Just tell me you will keep Johnny locked up tight till morning. Go on, promise me now in the still night. Hey, go on, promise me now in the still night. I will do one more. Well, maybe it'll be more. I have really got no concept of time. Or what I did last week. So I think this is new. Oh no, I did do this last week. Let me find something else that I didn't do yet. Oh, whatever. I'll do this one. Let my body be you every day. Let my breath push past your day. Did I mention I'm kind of creepy and I sing a lot about death? You know my mouth could stop a rapper's hiss. You know my lips could heal tears. When the war's gone down, demons fill your hair. I'd like to be the one who's sleeping in your bed. There and shame like daggers, and you're living like an I've just. Let me be your evidence, evidence of life. I'll put my finger on the trigger, but I've never shot a gun. I'll be into life, I'll be your proof of point. Then you ain't got one evidence of life, my darling. Let me be you so cute. Sleep next to me, rider. Stop the horse if you like. I've been down, keeping the home stay. You've been fighting for your life. You get sad and you get old. And the nightmares make you mad. Just let me be your evidence. Let me show you what I know. Let me be your evidence. I'll show you that it's not so bad. And I put my finger on the trigger, but I've never shot a gun. Evidence of life, I'll be your proof point. You ain't got one evidence of life, my darling. Honey, let me be smoke you. let the man go free. I want to be your lighthouse, the blood dripping down your neck. Just let me be your evidence of love. I put my finger on the trigger, but I've never really shot a gun. Evidence of life, I'll be proof of point. Then you ain't got one. Evidence of life, my darling honey. Let me be your smoking gun. Evidence of life, the blood in your veins. Promise you lamb after 40 days. Take my hand on the smoking gun. Smoking gun, smoking gun, smoking gun. Honey, let me be your